Barry, how's the last couple of weeks been a chance to breathe for the first time since coming in? Maybe?
Yep, the players obviously, I gave them a week off. Physically they've put a lot into it, and it was good just to go and get a breather, as you says, and let the dust settle a wee bit. But listen, it's great to be back in. Now that's the first day we've had all the international players back as well, so we just need to see how some of them are. They never trained today, a couple of them, because they travel, etc. But look, raring to go again, had a nice break, and now we look forward to the final couple of months of the season.
How is the squad looking in terms of injuries and players that have come back from internationals? We don't know for a couple of days how they are.
I won't know until tomorrow. There's one or stroke two that are carrying slight knocks. As I said, they've never trained today. I'll find out tomorrow. And if they don't train tomorrow, obviously they won't be part of the travelling squad. So I just need to wait and see how they wake up in the morning. They'll come in, they'll see the doctor and the physios, and then I'll need to make a decision on that.
For you actually getting some time with the team, I think it's the first kind of uninterrupted week maybe without loads of games around. How beneficial has that been? And I know some players have been away, but to maybe try to introduce some new ideas for the game around the horizon.
It's not been ideal, if I'm being honest with you, because I've not had everybody. Tomorrow will be the first day I've had everybody for a couple of weeks. But it was good. The guys who weren't in international duty, we've done a fair bit of work with them. And it was, as I said, it was enjoyable. Try to still put a few plans in place, the way that we want to approach games, whether that's different formations or a different approach to the game. So yeah, but ideally I would have loved everybody here, but also understand that there is internationals. They have to go away and play games of football. And but listen, it was a good working week. That's the most important thing for me.
Just on the Dundee game, is it a different challenge for you compared to the Crown game, the Tannadice game, where you don't have so much of the ball? Is it a different challenge for you to try and win these games where you do dominate the ball, which maybe prior to you coming in as manager, this group have struggled a little bit more this season?
Every game, should I say, is a challenge, and this is a challenge that I'm looking forward to, because as you know, over the course of the season, games away from home haven't been to the standard which is expected at Rangers, and this is going to be a challenge for us in Saturday. We'll know what Dundee done a couple of Sundays ago. They went across to Tannadice. I thought they were really good. They won the game there pretty convincingly. So I'm under no illusions what type of game it's going to be tomorrow, and the players have been told that today. They'll get told that again tomorrow, and it's a challenge as a Rangers player that you need to go and meet head on, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Because Dundee are a good team. They've got a really good manager, albeit they have been in a bit of a bad run. But as I said, they had a brilliant result against Dundee United, so we're expecting a tough one. But we'll be certainly ready for that.
Is that the thing, Barry? These games almost what the Rangers players all about. I mean, old firm games can take care of themselves almost when you step out, but these are the games where you need to turn up just as much.
I wouldn't say they take care of themselves. Old firm games, you've still got to turn up and produce a performance, and that's what my group of players done, and they need to continue to do that. It's going to be the same against Dundee on Saturday. It's going to be tough, as I said, and it's not about playing nice, pretty football at times. And my group of players need to learn that. And certainly they're starting to learn it. You've seen that in performances over the last 2 or 3 weeks. That sometimes you need to dig deep to get results. And that's maybe going to happen on Saturday. As I said, I would love to go and guarantee everybody that it's going to be nice, free-flowing, attractive football, but that's not the way it is in Scotland.
You have said that before, that they're almost too nice. How do you go about changing that as a manager?
I think I've changed that in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
How have you done that?
It's my secret.
That's been a big part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been a big part of it, and I've said that I'm not going to sit here and kid anybody on. I thought we were far too nice, and you can't be nice at Rangers at times. As I said, when you step out in that park, every single team want to beat you, and you need to stand up to that. And certainly, bar the Motherwell game at home, my group of players are starting to show the standards that are expected. There's still a bit of work to go, there's no doubt. We're not sitting here and thinking everything's perfect. It's far from that, but they're certainly heading in the right direction. And I'm big on it. Training sessions, you have got to train the way you want to play, and that's in terms of intensity and high standards. And that's what I say every single day we walk through the doors.
It's also interesting, Barry, since you've come in here, you've said that your players, it's almost kind of deliberately something you've been saying. Is that almost been a kind of throwing a line under what happened before, and they are your guys now? But you said that from day one.
They are my players. I'm the manager just now, and you know what? They're a very good group of players. There's just a few things that we had to really work on, and as I said, I keep giving them credit, and rightly so, because they've took a lot of things on board. Change is difficult at times, and in a short period of time they've took a lot on board, and they've shown me that they're more than capable of being here and getting results, and we need to continue that. We're not going to rest easy thinking, yeah, it was a great 10 days, we get into the last 8 of Europe, great achievement, no doubt about that. You go across to Celtic Park, everybody's expecting us to get beat, but I had every confidence in them, the way that we approached the game. There was going to be a stage in the game that we may be tired, but then that's my job to go and make changes, and we come through that wee sticky period in the second half, and they come through it with flying colours. They go away, they rest, and they come back, and we've been back to work this week, and they now really understand what way we have to approach the rest of the games coming up to the end of the season.
I know you're always off to talk about yourself, but it's the last few weeks almost given you a kind of love back of football management.
I've always loved football. In terms of football management, look, it came out of the blue in terms of taking this job, but look, I'm loving every single minute of it. I've got to be honest with you, I wake up in the morning excited to come in here, and that's the way I want my staff to be. That's the way I want the support staff round about the training centre, and most importantly, that's the way I want my players.
Just ask me, Nico asking, was obviously a huge week from Thomas Park, the goal, the assist. Throwing his first 2 caps for Belgium, and particularly the way his first start went in the second leg against Ukraine and the standing ovation. Just what did you make of his performance, if you've seen it, and what did you make of it? Just how far he still got to go in terms of his development?
He did alright, didn't he? I said I get asked the question a couple of weeks about Nico. Nico's got potential to play at the highest level, but he needs to understand that he's still got a few things he has to work on and has to learn. And if he does that, then what a chance he's got. He's 24, his best years are still in front of him. Since I've come in, he's been top class for me, but he has to continue that. It's not a case of going away and playing with his national team, and it's great to see him get his first start. I was absolutely delighted, but now it's a bit better than that. He comes back here, he has to produce the performances for me, and I'm sure if he does that, he'll become a regular in the Belgium national team.
In terms of role models, though, when he's got in there, he's playing with Kevin De Bruyne or Lukaku. I mean, these are guys that played at the top level. I mean, for his development, that can be key as well, can't it? Let's see how those guys up close and what needs to be done to sort of reach them.
Yeah, you've got to try and learn off these guys. You're right, these guys have played at the highest level for many a years, and also when he comes back here, he's got a good coaching staff that will keep driving him on, and he's got good players alongside him. But the key for Nico is that he has to understand that it's not just a case of just being happy that he's made that first appearance. He's got to have the drive and determination to go and make 50, 60, 70 appearances for his national team. But he also has to understand that he needs to produce the performances week in, week out here at Rangers.
I can ask you about the statement the club made, a strongly worded statement regarding some of the banners at Ibrox with the UEFA sanction, obviously. What was your thoughts on
Yep, I seen the statement, like everybody. Look, the most important thing for me is that the fans are going to be inside the stadium supporting the team. I mean, since I've been back, the support that I've had from the stands has been brilliant. I appreciate it, the staff appreciates it, the players. So the most important thing is that we make sure the fans are inside. We don't want to see partial stadium closures or fines. We all get that. I just want to see my supporters getting right behind my team. That's the most important thing for me.
Considering how well you guys are doing in Europe, it would be a huge shame should one or two individuals write that for what would be thousands of things.
It would be, because as I mentioned, they're so important. The drive is on, and as I said, since I've come through the doors, there's been a brilliant support for myself and the playing staff, and we want to see that continue. There's no doubt about that.
I can also ask you about the aftermath of the Old Firm. There's now a lot made of Cerny's reaction after scoring the goal.
Mm.
What have you made of the reaction to what he did in the first one?
The reaction was, he's excited because his teammates just scored what was to be the winning goal. I would have a problem if my players and my staff sat in their seat and never says a word or done anything. So I want to see players and staff celebrate. Why do we play football? We play football to win games. And when you win games, I want to see my players, my staff celebrate alongside our supporters.
After playing so many of those games, is that like derby matches?
Yeah, sometimes you get a wee bit overexcited. I have no issues with that. And as I said, Vash was just overexcited with his teammate Hamza scoring a goal to get us a 3 points, where we've not been able to do that for five years, which is a long time.
Talk about investigations and police action. What do you make about all that sort of stuff?
I'll let them deal with that. Listen, I've had a private chat with Vash. That only remained private. But one thing I've made clear to my players and my staff is when we score, we celebrate. And after the game, whether it's Celtic, whether it's Tannadice, whether it's St Mirren, whether it's whoever it is, Dundee, Aberdeen, Hibs, Hearts, if that whistle goes and we've won 3 points, I have no issue with going and celebrating with your fans. These guys pay a fortune to travel everywhere and come and support us. And I want to see a bit of passion, not just for the stands, but for my players.
International break as well.
Sorry,
Back half's had a good international break as well. Obviously, we'll have to see long term. Is there any news in that at all? Where are you with that?
The news is, I can only talk since I've been here as manager, and he's been outstanding for me. I've asked him to do things that maybe previously it's not been a part of his game, and I'm talking about the dirty side of the game. When we've not got the ball, he has to be a real teammate and work hard for his team, and that's something that he's produced. I mean, we all know his quality going forward. In the final third, I call these sort of players difference makers. That's what Vaj is. He's a difference maker. But what I've loved from him is his work without the ball, and it's been excellent. And it's something that I said to him, if he adds that to his game, then he's going to be even better in what he is. But in terms of him staying here long term, I've not really spoke to him about it, if I'm being honest with you. I would love to see a player of that quality remain here, but I would hazard a guess that there's going to be a lot of clubs interested in him.
You just touched on it there. Is he the kind of player that, if the rumours about the fee, if they believe that might be quite a substantial fee, should Rangers be shelling that out to keep a player like that?
Should Rangers be paying?
Paying that kind of money that you're talking about?
Well, as a player, I would love to see staying here. Whether that will happen or not, I've not had any talks. All I'm concerned is that I get him out in the pitch and I get him playing, and I get him playing really well for myself. But in terms of fees and in terms of Vash going back in the summer, I think you'll maybe see something happen over the next couple of months. I don't really know, but in terms of, I can only speak to how he's performed since I've took over the job. He's been immense for me, and I want to see that continue, obviously.
Last couple of weeks, guys.
Are you being involved, speaking generally about what happens in the summer in terms of people consulting with you in terms of players coming or going, or giving much of an input at this point?
you're trying to get things out, aren't you? These things remain private, you've got to respect that, but my focus is winning games of football just now. I'm not focusing on my future, other players' futures, whether they're on loan or they're out of contract. I need to make sure that I've got a team that's going to be good out on the pitch. Certainly come Saturday at 5:30 against Dundee, and making sure we come back down the road with 3 points. That's the things that I need to focus on.
Barry, because you've made such a big impact since coming in, a lot of people, I know you don't want to talk about your future necessarily, but people are saying you actually have done enough now to be in the mix to continue beyond the end of the season. Can I just ask, would you like to be in that mix? Would you like to be there?
You're trying your best, and I respect it, you're trying, but I've got to be honest with you, no, I'm not even thinking further ahead in the last game of the season. Seriously, I've been brought in to do a job, and that was to try and get results. If I look at the period the games I've been in, I think it's been okay, decent. It needs to be better, and that's my aim over the next couple of months, to make sure we consistently start to get results. There's no use going and doing what we've done previous to the international break, that 10 days. Great getting the club into the last 8, great going to Celtic Park and beating your fiercest rivals, but that's in the past now. My focus is now going up to places like Dens Park, where we've struggled the last couple of games, and making sure we get 3 points, because it's going to be difficult.
What's been made of the word standards? You've mentioned it a couple of times. Jack Butland as well said he knows what's expected. Now, see the standards, is that applying to the fans as well? Just to return to the banner and what UEFA have done, you've got a certain standard for players on the pitch, but also what you want to see at Ibrox around the pitch. Yeah,
well, I can go and I'm manager of the football team, and there's high standards now, and if MD dips below these standards, then I'm afraid you're not going to be part of the team. But in terms of the banners, look, the club have made a statement. I think they've made it clear, and my message is, I just want the fans to make sure they go and they behave themselves, because we need them. Because as I said to you, since I've come in here, they've been a brilliant support. They've got right behind us, and that's key, because you need your supporters driving you on.
That's the secret to the changes that you made. Your goalkeeper might have given away. He said there's been more of a hairdryer in the last wee while.
Oh, did he? I'm trying to say to people that I'm pretty calm now.
But you're saying they're too nice. Is that one way to get them?
No, listen, I just, in terms of that, we were a good football team, but it takes more at Rangers. You need more than just a good football team. And listen, what we say in the dressing room and in the meeting rooms, I'll remain private. But what I need to see is I needed to see a different side of them, and they're starting to show that. Slowly but surely we're starting to get to the place where I want us to be, but we're still not there yet. There's still a lot of work to be done, and time will tell over the next couple of months.
But is the job and everything you thought it would be?
Yep.
Is it different in any aspect?
It has, because I need to see yous every 3 days.
Obviously you've been as a player for such a long time, and dealt with top managers, but is it different from what you thought it would be?
It's a lot busier, if I'm being honest with you. There's a lot more in terms of, it's not just about the players and the staff. You've got to do a lot more out with that. But you know what? I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to coming into work every single morning, and that's important to me. And it's important to me as a manager, seeing my players coming in and smiling and looking forward to training. Because once the whistle goes, it's work, it's hard work, hard graft. But look, it's everything I thought it would be. Look, a few more hours than what I'm normally used to. But as I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to just embrace the challenge. I've said that right at the start. I'm going to go and I'm going to give it everything I've got, along with my staff. And the important thing is, when I come in, I was wanting to drag my players that way as well, and they're starting to come beside us and understand what it is to play for this club.
Thanks everyone.
Cheers guys.